5 team-specific and league-wide situational trends and angles for today being Friday, March 29th. We're going to get right into them. And guys, as always, though, a reminder, please do not ever make a bet based on any single trend or angle. These are meant to be only part of the handicapping process and even only part of the trends and angles process as well. For this first one, we're going to stick with just this season. We'll look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we're going to look at them when they are looking to get revenge for a home loss. So you're used to seeing the lowercase p, which refers to a team's previous game. When you see the capital P, it refers to the team's previous game against the current opponent. So this is their previous game against today's opponent was a home loss. So they're looking for revenge for that home loss. And you can see that in that role this season, Minnesota is a perfect 9-0 straight up and against the spread. The average line was only Minnesota minus 3.4, and they won those games by an average of nearly 13 points per game. And you can see that this is active for tonight, the Timberwolves visiting the Denver Nuggets. We're going to move right into trend number 2. And guys, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell for notifications. For this next trend, we're going to again stay with this season. We're going to look at the Houston Rockets. We're going to look at them when they are a favorite of between minus 3.5 and minus 8.5 points. And you can see that in that role this season, Houston is a perfect 9-0 straight up and 9-0 against the spread. Average line for these games was only Houston minus 5.8, but they won these games by damn near 20 points per game on average. That's pretty impressive. And you can see that this is active today, the Rockets visiting the Utah Jazz. That will bring us to trend number 3. And guys, if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up to like this video. I would greatly appreciate you doing so. For this next trend, again, we're going to stick with just this season. We are going to look at the Dallas Mavericks this time. And we are looking at them when they are coming off a game that they won straight up as an underdog. So lowercase p points to their previous game. Capital D for dog or underdog in that previous game. Capital W means they won straight up in that previous game. So it's the Mavs this season coming off a game where they won straight up as an underdog. And this is actually a double dip here. You can see that they are, despite an average line of Dallas minus 4.2, they were 3-7 straight up and only 1-9 against the spread. And they lost to the spread by about 12.5 points per game on average. But also, look at the over-under here. No overs, 10 unders. All 10 games went under, and they went under by an average of 13.25 points per game on average. So you got 2 plays to consider in this game. One of them would be the under in that Dallas-Sacramento game tonight. The other being to fade Dallas and take Sacramento. Now we are going to look at a couple of league-wide situational angles that are applied to today's games. Before that, though, guys, if you want me to look up any other trends or situational angles for today's slate, drop the queries in the comments, and I'll look them up when I get the chance today. Also, if you have any trends or angles that you found that are relevant and active today, please drop those in the comments as well. Everybody would love to see them. For this first league-wide situational angle, we are looking at just regular season games. We're going back to the 2020 season. We're looking at teams that average between 114 and 118 points per game. So team average, and in parentheses, points. We're looking for average points per game between 114 and 118. And what we've got here is we're looking when this team's opponent is allowing. So opponents average opponents' points. So when they're looking at when they face opponents that are allowing between 108 and 114 points per game. We are looking at the second half of the season. So we go game number greater than 41 because it's an 82 game season. So that's how we get that. Don't confuse that with before and after the All-Star break, because we know that that does not fall exactly at the halfway point in the season. That is a completely different query if you're going after All-Star break. This is second half of the season. We're looking at these teams when they are coming off a loss. Previous game was a loss, and the margin in that loss was by 6 or fewer points. And when you do that query, you'll see for the over-under here, you've got 31 overs. You have 58 unders, 2 pushes. So it's 34.8% to the over, which means this trend goes under 65.2% of the time. And you can see down here, it is active tonight with the Sixers visiting the Cavaliers. And that will bring us to our fifth and final trend and angle for the day. Before I get to that, though, guys, make sure you head over to my page at wt.buzz/db. If you pick my 7-day all access pass and you use coupon code Dwayne7 at checkout, that's DWAYNE7 at checkout, you will get $30 off my 7-day all access package. That coupon code will work for any WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper. I am the #1 ranked basketball handicapper at WagerTalk this season across the board. I'm #1 in win percentage at 60.2%, #1 in return on investment at 15.8%, #1 in profit. I am plus 130.2 units heading into tonight's games. And as you can see on my page, I do have a 4% NBA best bet blowout ready to roll tonight. This game is backed by, and this hasn't happened all season that I can remember, this game's backed by 3 different league-wide situational angles that all point to the same side in this game. And you can see there, these 3 angles cashed at 67, 68, and 76.5% winners. The details are all in the write-up. You can get that play as well as the 7-day all-access discount with that coupon code Dwayne7 at wt.buzz/db. Let's move into this final situational angle for the day. And this one, we are looking at home teams. And what this means, now P5 is basically, I could have done the same thing if I would have went like this and put 5 Ps there. It means the same thing. What we're doing here in this particular parameter is we're looking at them having played at least 6 games in their last 10 days. That's what we're doing there. We're going back to the 2020 season. We're looking at teams that are coming off a double-digit loss. So previous margin less than or equal to -10 means they lost that game by double digits. And here, previous game favorite, they lost by double digits, although they were the favored team in that game. So that is an embarrassing defeat these teams are coming off of. And you can see here, these teams are 45, 22, and 2 against the spread, 67.2% winners. So they do bounce back well. And you can see that this is active tonight on 2 different games. It's active on the Kings taking on the Mavericks. It's also active on the Pacers taking on the Lakers. And that, guys, is going to do it for Friday's NBA Trends and Angles report. Again, if you have any trends or angles you want me to look up, drop them in the comments. If you have any yourself, please share them in the comments as well. Don't forget to head over to wt.buzz/db. Use that coupon code you see on the screen. Get that $30 off a 7-day all access so that you'll get tonight's big 4% NBA best bet. And as always, best of luck on all of your wagers today.